Remarkable Women, sponsored by Palomar Health.
It is Women's History Month, and all month long we are honoring some of the most remarkable women of San Diego, and that includes finalist Nancy Maldonado.
One of the things I love about working at Rady Children's is that at any given time I can just take a walk and it puts things into perspective for me. And those children are why I'm here.
Because she knows she has a purpose to make everyone feel included. Nancy Maldonado, the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer at Rady Children's Hospital, says she loves her job.
I hear really hard and difficult stories, and just the nature of the work that I do, I take that to heart, and I think about it a lot and about what I can be doing in my role and my capacity to make sure that people don't have that similar experience and that we're making a difference in everybody's life.
Nancy works every day to make sure every patient at Rady Children's receives the highest quality care.
It's about the way that we're greeting them, the way that we're treating them, that recognizing that, when families speak different languages, when they have different cultures, making sure that we're being respectful of that and honoring that. And when patients and families are able to see themselves and their culture and their language reflected in the people who are providing their care, they're going to have a better experience here.
Nancy also spends time teaching the next generation so they can continue in her footsteps.
I always tell them to be open to opportunities, to say yes to things that might feel uncomfortable, because you never know where that's going to lead you. And so we talk a lot about being able to see things from different perspectives and really being able to, again, for them, once they become professionals, to give back and pour into our younger generation.
And all of her work being recognized by her colleagues and friends and being a true remarkable woman.
To have somebody say, see that and say, I see everything that you're doing. I recognize how hard you're working. I recognize how much you care. I mean, that just means the world to me.
And Nancy is joining us in studio this morning. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Last time I was in your office, like your neck of the woods, and welcome, to my office today.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure coming out and being able to meet you and talk to you and see what you're doing. Now that you're here and you're watching this and you see, like, this is real, people are recognizing what you're doing. What is that like for you?
It's still a little bit surreal to me, especially that, the people who recognized me for this and just where it came from means a lot, and to know that there are so many amazing women doing such wonderful work in San Diego, and that I would be selected and recognized as one of them, it means a lot.
Yeah, that's very, very true. You said, when I met you, you said, I love my job. And sometimes it's hard to hear that people say that nowadays. You either love it or you don't. But I could see it on your face. You really love what you do.
I do. I feel so fortunate every day to be able to do the work that I do, and especially at Rady Children's. It is a magical place.
Yes, I've been to Rady Children's many, many times. It is a magical place, and to be able to work with children and families. But that's not all that you do. Outside of that, you're teaching, you're also a mama. So how do you balance all of that?
I think it's just really prioritizing the things that are meaningful to me, and the things that the legacy that I want to leave behind, and what I want to instill in my son, and the lessons I want to teach him. It's all part of what I do.
Mm-hmm. A big part of what we talked about and your job at Rady is to make everybody feel included. So tell us a little bit more about that and what that means when a family comes in, and we talked about this. Your kid is sick. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest time, to have your child watching your child sick, and you want to make sure that they feel like it's safe there.
Right, absolutely. From the way that we greet them, but also recognizing their differences. And if they come from a different culture, if they speak a different language, we need to honor and recognize that, and make sure that we are providing all of the resources that we can to make sure that they feel comfortable and that they trust the care that we're providing.
Part of your job and responsibility is to make sure they're okay, but just as equally, you make sure that the staff there is okay. Well, that's a very hard job to have. I really don't know how, if I could ever be in that position to be watching so many sick kids.
Our team is incredible. They do really hard work, and they do it with a smile on their face, and they do it day after day. They are the most dedicated, passionate people. So to be able to take care of them, or try to create a workplace that they love, is such an honor.
Why do you teach?
I really feel like part of my ability to give back is to teach the younger generation, and not even just the younger generation, right? People that are just in school, some of the lessons that I've learned. I've had kind of a long career, and so helping them to understand what the challenges that they might have, but also hopefully helping them to overcome and avoid some of the challenges that I had in my career, especially as in my early career as a woman, as a Latina. So if I can share that, and if I can make someone's path just a little bit easier, then I've done my work.
I think you've done that, Nancy, and I don't know if everybody knows, but she has like a whole day named after her as well. There's like a Nancy Maldonado Day. I want to talk to you afterwards and find out how we can make that happen for others. Thank you, and congratulations to you, really, for everything that you're doing in San Diego.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to meet you. Okay, we're going to